Hey everyone! Picture this. You're 30, living in a sleek condo, enjoying the pool and gym, feeling on top of the world. But here's the catch. How much of that luxury life is truly yours, and how much is just debt? Today, we're diving into why so many people under 35 are rushing to buy private property in Singapore, and trust me, the risks might shock you. Private condos may look tempting, but what if I told you that being asset-rich but cash-poor could actually limit your financial freedom? Stick around till the end and we'll break down exactly what you need to watch out for and how to make smarter choices. If you find this helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and help the YouTube algorithm share this with others who need it too. Let's get into it. Why are young people buying private property? Young people under 35 are increasingly buying private property, with 30% of new private home buyers now from this age group, up from 20% 5 years ago. The main attraction is the luxurious lifestyle and higher potential returns offered by private condos compared to HDB flats. From 2009 to the second quarter of 2024, private property prices in the outside central region in Singapore surged by 149.1%, while HDB resale prices rose by 87.9% in the same period, highlighting the significant difference in price appreciation between the two markets. Rising incomes and improved affordability have made private properties more accessible, with young buyers typically budgeting between $1.2 million to $2 million for a two-bedroom unit. The estimated down payment for such properties can range from $240,000 to $400,000, depending on the property price and loan amount. However, the financial burden doesn't end there, with monthly mortgage payments typically falling between $4,500 to $7,000 over 30 years. Experts caution against over-leveraging and urge buyers to consider long-term goals like family, travel, and retirement, as housing costs can quickly lead to financial strain if not managed wisely. Chapter 1. Risk Breakdown: High Repayments and Job Loss. Let's dive into the risks. If you're under 35, chances are you're still early in your career, which means uncertainties like layoffs, job changes, or economic downturns could hit hard. Take Tracy as an example. She bought a $1.5 million condo when interest rates were low. But when rates climbed by just 1%, her mortgage shot up by $800 a month. That extra cost ate into her disposable income, forcing her to cut back on her lifestyle and even tap into emergency savings to cover the payments. The dream of owning a private property is real for many young Singaporeans, but when you take on $1 million mortgage in your 20s or early 30s, you're playing with fire. High monthly repayments, especially for a property costing $1.5 million or more, can drain your cash and CPF quickly, leaving you vulnerable to unexpected financial shocks. If you're not careful, you could find yourself asset-rich but cash-poor, with little left for other dreams like travel, starting a family, or early retirement. Chapter 2. Scenario 1. Singles below 35. Meet Sarah. At 28, she bought her first condo, a beautiful two-bedroom unit. Sarah was earning well, about $7,500 per month, and thought she could easily manage the $4,500 mortgage. But here's the thing. She underestimated her job security. When her company went through restructuring, Sarah found herself jobless. Suddenly, her private property dream turned into a nightmare. No job, high mortgage payments, and little savings. Sarah had to sell the property at a loss just to avoid defaulting on her loan. She told me later, "If I could turn back time, I would have started smaller, maybe with an HDB when I reached 35, and invested the rest into something safer like dividend stocks." What are the risks for young singles buying private properties? Job loss. Handling a large mortgage on your own, without the financial cushion of a partner, can become extremely challenging. Instead of rushing into private property, Sarah could have opted for an HDB resale flat or a BTO flat, upon reaching 35 years old, which requires a smaller down payment and lower monthly mortgage payments. By doing this, she would have preserved more of her income for savings and investments in stocks or REITs. Building up these passive income sources first would have created a financial safety net, allowing her to handle unforeseen events like job loss without having to sell her home at a loss. Are you prepared for life's unexpected twists, or are you putting all your eggs in the condo basket? Chapter 3. Scenario 2. Couples below 35 without kids. Let's talk about David and Emily, a couple in their early 30s, earning a combined $10,000 a month. Excited by the idea of owning their dream home, they stretched their finances to buy a $1.6 million condo. The result? A hefty $6,000 mortgage each month, consuming 60% of their income. Here's where things get tricky. David started considering a career switch to pursue his passion. But with such a high mortgage hanging over them, taking a pay cut just wasn't an option. "I love my job, but I feel trapped by the mortgage," David admitted. They hadn't fully realized how their big financial commitment could limit their career mobility and restrict their ability to adapt to life changes. Now, imagine if David actually disliked his job. How stuck would he feel? The pressure of the mortgage could lead him to stay in a job he hates just to make ends meet, stifling both his personal growth and happiness. So, what would you do in their shoes? Would you buy your dream home now and risk being financially chained? Or take a more cautious approach and keep your options open for life's unexpected twists? What are the risks for couples without kids? Career immobility. Big mortgages can tie you down to jobs you might not enjoy, limiting your ability to explore new opportunities or passions. Solutions. David and Emily learned a valuable lesson. They eventually sold their condo and now rent, with plans to purchase a resale HDB in the future. Their focus has shifted toward building a diversified investment portfolio, making regular contributions to REITs and dividend stocks that generate consistent cash flow. This strategy has given them much-needed financial flexibility, allowing them to save more and reduce stress. By prioritizing their investments, they've set themselves up to revisit private property when their financial situation is more stable, with the freedom to choose careers they are truly passionate about. Chapter 4. Scenario 3. Couples below 35 with kids. Let's meet Jason and Lily, a young couple who dove straight into private property after getting married just before having their first child. With a combined income of $12,000, they felt confident they could manage a $5,500 mortgage. But when Lily had to stop working temporarily due to unforeseen circumstances, her baby was born with health complications requiring extra care. Their finances took a hit. Suddenly, they were down to just one income. Between high mortgage payments, childcare fees, and other living expenses, they struggled to save or build an emergency fund. "We thought we could manage, but we didn't account for how much having a kid would cost," Jason admitted. Eventually, the financial pressure forced them to sell off their condo and downgrade to a more affordable home. What are the risks for couples below 35 with kids? Underestimating child-related costs. The high expenses of raising a child, combined with a significant mortgage, can quickly drain cash reserves and make it challenging to maintain financial stability. Loss of income. When one partner has to stop working, it can leave the family financially vulnerable, especially when reliant on a single income to cover large expenses. Solutions. Careful budgeting. Jason and Lily have learned to budget meticulously to ensure they can manage their expenses effectively. Building an emergency fund. They now prioritize saving to create a financial buffer for unexpected costs. Future planning. While they consider upgrading to private property again someday, their current focus is on stabilizing their financial health before making another major commitment. What would you do in their situation? Would you jump into private property without planning for life changes, or take a more cautious approach and build your safety net first? Let's talk about making smarter financial choices. Chapter 5. The Common Trap. Asset rich, cash poor. The pattern is clear. Many young couples and singles stretch themselves to buy private property, leaving them asset rich but cash poor. They may own a beautiful condo, but have little cash left over for investments, savings, or emergencies. So, how can you avoid this trap and secure a brighter financial future? Chapter 6. Don't overstretch on mortgage. If you're set on buying private property, ensure your mortgage takes up no more than 30 to 40% of your monthly income. This approach helps you save, invest, and enjoy life without financial stress. Take Sarah and John, a young couple in their early 30s. They were eager to upgrade to a private home, but after crunching the numbers, they realized the mortgage payments would take up 50% of their combined income. Instead of going through with it, they settled on a smaller property with a mortgage that only took up 35% of their income. This allowed them to continue investing in their retirement funds, build up an emergency fund, and even take a holiday each year without financial stress. They still got their dream home, just with more financial flexibility and peace of mind. What lessons do you think Sarah and John's story teaches about the importance of budgeting and financial planning when making significant purchases like a home? Chapter 7. Diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. By investing long-term in dividend stocks and REITs, you can create multiple streams of passive income. This strategy acts as a financial safety net, helping you navigate tough times like job loss or economic downturns. Take the case of Aaron and Mei Ling, a couple in their late 30s. They diversified their investments by putting money into dividend-paying stocks and REITs, including Maple Tree Industrial Trust. Over the years, these investments generated consistent passive income. In 2020, during the economic downturn caused by the pandemic, Aaron faced a pay cut. However, their investment portfolio continued to provide dividends, helping them cover daily expenses without having to draw from their emergency savings. Their diversified investment strategy proved to be a financial lifeline during tough times, showing the importance of not relying on just one income source. What do you think are the key benefits of diversifying investments as demonstrated by Aaron and Mei Ling's experience during the pandemic? Chapter 8. Prepare for job loss or career changes. A high mortgage can limit your flexibility. Build an emergency fund that covers at least 6 months of living expenses, so you're not stuck if your job situation changes unexpectedly. This proactive measure can give you peace of mind. Take Brian, a 35-year-old marketing manager. A few years ago, he and his wife bought a condominium, but they made sure to keep their mortgage manageable and saved aggressively to build an emergency fund. When Brian was unexpectedly laid off during an industry downturn, they had enough savings to cover 6 months of living expenses, including their mortgage payments. This gave Brian the time and peace of mind to search for a new job without rushing into something that didn't suit his long-term career goals. Thanks to their emergency fund, they avoided financial stress and protected their lifestyle during a tough period. What strategies do you think Brian and his wife used to build their emergency fund? And how important do you believe it is for individuals to have a financial safety net in today's uncertain job market? Chapter 9. A better alternative. Start with an HDB, BTO, or resale flat. Here's the thing. HDB flats are a more stable and safer option for first-time buyers. With government subsidies and CPF housing grants, your monthly payments are going to be much lower, and there's less risk of stretching yourself too thin. BTO flats are a great stepping stone. You can build equity, and when the time is right, you can upgrade to that dream condo or even a landed property. Plus, you'll have more cash left for things like traveling, investing, or even early retirement. Meet Wei Ming and Jia Hui, a couple in their 30s with a combined income of $14,500. Initially, they considered a private condo but realized it would stretch their budget. Instead, they opted for a 5-room HDB resale flat. This choice kept their mortgage manageable, allowing them to save for their children's education, invest for the future, and still enjoy family vacations. By choosing an HDB, they maintained financial flexibility without the burden of a high mortgage. What do you think are the most important lessons we can learn from Wei Ming and Jiahui's financial decision-making process? Conclusion: think long-term. Property can be a great investment, but it's not the only one. Stocks, REITs, and CPF savings can grow over time and offer more liquidity than real estate. Diversifying your investments builds a stronger, more flexible financial portfolio. By making informed choices and exploring different housing options, you can avoid becoming asset-rich but cash-poor. Embrace the journey toward financial security, knowing that every smart decision gets you one step closer to your dreams. The key takeaway is clear. Don't over-leverage yourself to buy private property before 35. Planning wisely ensures you're not trading long-term financial security for short-term gains. You deserve a life with financial flexibility, not one weighed down by a heavy mortgage. Final thoughts. If you're under 35 and considering buying your first property, be aware of the risks before jumping into private real estate. A condo may look appealing, but you don't want to spend your best years cash-strapped and stressed, unable to live the life you truly want. There's no need to rush. Start small, build your financial foundation, and upgrade when the time is right. Your future self will thank you for the smart choices you make today. As you plan for the future, picture a life where you're not only asset-rich, but truly financially free. With diversified investments and a solid financial safety net, you'll have the freedom to travel, start a business, or retire early, without being burdened by a massive mortgage. So, take a step back, assess your financial goals, and make decisions that align with your vision of a fulfilling life. Your financial journey is unique, and every step you take today helps shape a brighter future. If this video helped you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with friends who might be facing the same decision. Thanks for watching. Share your experiences or questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.